This is Radio Nepal. I'm Kaushal Khimire with the news. The headlines first. President Vidyadevi Bhandari and Prime Minister Shehbazad Dewa discussed citizenship bill. Tej festival being celebrated by Nepali Hindu women today, President and Prime Minister give their best wishes. Nepal and the World Bank signed concessional loan of $100 million for the green, resilient and inclusive development. And Ukraine's military claims to have broken through Russia's first line of defense in the occupied Kherson region. Now the news in detail. President Vidyadevi Bhandari and Prime Minister Shehbazad Dewa discussed the citizenship bill during a meeting held at Sital Niwas yesterday. President Bhandari had returned the citizenship bill endorsed by both chambers of the Federal Parliament with a message. The citizenship bill was endorsed by the House of Representatives without addressing the message sent by the President on the bill. However, the National Assembly has sent the bill to the Parliamentary Committee for discussion. President Bhandari's personal secretary, Pes Rajadhikari, said during the meeting President Bhandari inquired about the citizenship bill and the government's works. Today is Tej festival, also known as Haritalika. Tej is celebrated mainly by Hindu women by fasting and worshipping Lord Shiva for the longevity of their husband. Meanwhile, President Vidyadevi Bhandari has expressed the confidence that the Tej festival would further enhance social and cultural unity and would deepen family ties. In a message of best wishes today on the occasion of the Tej festival, the President said that this festival would contribute to guaranteeing equal access to women in all sectors of society. President Bhandari has also stated that the Tej festival has created an opportunity to maintain social unity, women empowerment, and social goodwill, adding that this festival should be accepted as a social forum to disseminate the message of women's awakening. Similarly, Prime Minister Shehbazad Dewa has said that the government is working to transform Nepali people's desire for peace, development and good governance into reality. He also expressed his commitment to protecting and promoting religious and cultural festivals and traditions of the country. In a message of best wishes on the occasion of Haritalika Tej, the Prime Minister expressed his best wishes for good health, longevity and progress to all Nepali sisters living in the country and abroad. A committee on implementation, monitoring and evaluation of directives, principles, policies and responsibilities of the state has presented its annual report in the House of Representatives. Committee President Neera Devi Jairu tabled the annual report of the committee and the integrated report 2022 in yesterday's House meeting. On the occasion, the committee president Jairu said that the committee prepared an action plan keeping education, health, international relations and development in high priority. Minister for Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Govinda Prasad Sharma Koirala has said the government is dedicated to justice for the conflict victims. Responding to the queries raised by the lawmakers during deliberations on the principles of the Inquiry on Enforced Disappeared Persons and Truth and Reconciliation Commission Bill in the House meeting yesterday, Minister Koirala reiterated the government's pledge to ensure the right of the conflict victims. The Law Minister added that justice and reforms would be undertaken in line with the Comprehensive Peace Accord, the verdicts of the Supreme Court, and the obligations to international laws. Minister Koirala clarified that the government was moving ahead in accordance with the transitional justice process rather than through the criminal justice system. The minister also stressed the need for endorsing the bill related to transitional justice in the current session of the Federal Parliament. Home Minister Balkrishna Khan has said the government is working to provide citizenship to all Nepali citizens as envisioned in the constitution of the country. While discussing the President's message on the citizenship bill in a meeting of the Legislation Committee of the National Assembly yesterday, Home Minister Khan clarified that the government was committed to ensuring citizenship to all citizens, saying the main opposition party CPNUML was silent during the endorsement of the bill, gesturing its support for the move. The Home Minister stated that the bill was taken ahead in consensus. The Election Commission has launched a voter list updating program for the upcoming elections of the House of Representatives and Province Assembly. On the 28th of August, the Election Commission published collected details of voters at the ward level. The concerned authorities have been asked to send the details of voters to the Commission within the 9th of September. The Election Commission is scheduled to approve and publish the final voter name list on its website on the 16th of September. Meanwhile, the Election Commission has said 76 political parties have submitted closed list for the proportional electoral system for the upcoming election of the Federal Parliament. Minister for Energy, Water Resources and Irrigation Pampa Busal met Ambassador of Slovak Republic to Nepal, Robert Maxian, yesterday. The Energy Ministry said the meeting focused on bilateral relations between the two countries and various issues in hydrology and meteorology. On the occasion, Minister Busal said there could be cooperation between the two countries on climate change and issues of weather forecasting. In reply, Ambassador Maxian stated that cooperation on infrastructure development could take place between Nepal and the Slovak Republic. Foreign Secretary Bharat Raj Paudel has held talks with his Australian counterpart Jan Adams in Canberra of Australia. According to a statement released by the Embassy of Nepal in Canberra, the meeting between the secretaries focused on various matters of bilateral relations between Nepal and Australia. On the occasion, the Memorandum of Understanding between Government of Nepal and Government of Australia on cooperation in the fields of water resources management was signed. Secretary at the Water and Energy Commission, Dinesh Kumar Khimire, and Australian Secretary Adams signed the MOU on behalf of their respective governments. The government of Nepal and the World Bank signed a concessional financing agreement of $100 million for green, resilient and inclusive development. The loan aims to provide budgetary support for improvement in enabling the environment in Nepal toward green, climate-resilient and inclusive development. The agreement was signed by Joint Secretary at Finance Ministry, Ishwari Prasad Aryal, and World Bank Operations Manager to Nepal, Lada Strelkova, yesterday. You're listening to Radio Nepal's 8 a.m. English News Bulletin. On to some international updates now. Ukraine's military claims to have broken through Russia's first line of defense in the occupied Kherson region. The reported push appears to form part of a long-awaited counter-offensive being launched by Kiev in an attempt to retake the country's south. It follows weeks of Ukrainian attacks aimed at cutting off Russian forces there from main supply routes. Russia's military claims that Ukrainian troops suffered heavy losses during an unsuccessful attacking attempt. The claims by both Ukraine and Russia have not been independently verified. Russia has occupied large swathes of Ukraine's Kherson region since its invasion began on 24th February. Belgium's energy minister has warned that European Union countries will face 5 to 10 terrible winters if nothing is done to reduce natural gas prices. Calls are mounting for an EU-wide cap on the prices of gas and its decoupling from the price of electricity. EU states have been struggling with huge energy price hikes since key gas supplier Russia invaded Ukraine in February, triggering sanctions. Russia, which supplied the European Union with 40% of its gas last year, has in turn restricted supplies. Now, the general weather forecast for the country for today, according to the Meteorological Forecasting Division. The weather will be partly to generally cloudy throughout the country. Light to moderate rain with thunder and lightning is likely to occur at a few places in Province Number 1, Madhya Province, Bagmati Province and Lumbini Province, and at 1 or 2 places in the rest of the country. With this, we have almost come to the end of this news bulletin, but before wrapping up, let's have a reminder of the headlines once again. President Bidyadevi Bhandari and Prime Minister Sherbaudu Dewa discussed citizenship bill. Each festival being celebrated by Nepali Hindu women today, President and Prime Minister give their best wishes. Nepal and the World Bank signed concessional loan of $100 million for the green, resilient and inclusive development. And Ukraine's military claims to have broken through Russia's first line of defense in the occupied Kherson region. Well, that's all the news we have for this bulletin. Our next bulletin in English will be at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.onlineradionepal.gov.np. Keep listening to Radio Nepal and have a good day.